Hello students, exercise 1.4 question number 11. The distance s an object travels under the influence of gravity in time t seconds is given by s of t is equal to 1 by 2 gt square plus at plus b, where g is the acceleration due to gravity, a comma b are constants. Check if the function s of t is 1 to 1. Right? So already we saw one example problem like this. So if we have any function, if you want to find out whether the given function is 1 to 1 or not, we have one property. What is that property? It is already in your book, right? So what is that property? S of t1 is equal to s of t2, which means if we substitute t1 and t2 in the place of this function, we will get t1 is equal to t2, right? Here we have the condition. If we have any function, we have to find out f of a1 is equal to f of a2, and if we get a1 is equal to a2, then that function is 1 to 1 function. Same way I am going to substitute t1 and t2 in the place of this function. So s of t1 is equal to s of t2. If we get t1 is equal to t2, therefore it is 1 to 1. If not, it is not 1 to 1 function, right? So let's check. S of t1 is equal to s of t2. What do you mean by s of t1? We have to substitute t1 in the place of t in this equation. So therefore, in the place of t, I have to substitute t1. So 1 by 2 g t1 square plus a t1 plus b is equal to s of t2. T2 means what? I have to substitute t2 in the place of t. Therefore 1 by 2 g t2 square plus a t2 plus b. Right? So b and b get cancelled. So if we take this b to the next side, it becomes minus b. Anyway, it is cancelled, so we can cancel here itself. What are the remaining terms? 1 by 2 g t1 square plus a t1 is equal to 1 by 2 g t2 square plus a2. So now let's take all the values in a single side. So I take this 1 by 2 g t2 square to the side becomes minus. The same way a t2 to the side becomes minus is equal to nothing is there, so 0. Right? So 1 by 2. So now I split the values. So take this 1 by 2 gt1 and minus 1 by 2 gt2 as a pair, and this at1 minus at2 as a pair, right? So arrange in order, that's all, right? So after that, in this two term, I am going to take 1 by 2 g commonly outside. So if we take 1 by 2 g commonly outside, what is the remaining here? t1 square. The same way minus. The same way if I take 1 by 2 g commonly outside from this, what is the remaining? t2 square, right? So plus. The same way in this two term, I am going to take a commonly outside. So what is the remaining? t1 minus t2 is equal to 0. So t1 square minus t2 square is in the form of a square minus b square. What is the formula for a square minus b square? A plus b into a minus b. Therefore, t1 plus t2 into t1 minus t2. The others are same. Other values are same. 1 by 2 g. So for this t1 square minus t2 square, I am going to write t1 plus t2 into t1 minus t2 plus the same a t1 minus t2 is equal to 0. So now this is one term plus this is one term. So from this two term, I am going to take t1 minus t2 commonly outside. So this is one term and this is one term. From this two term, I am going to take t1 minus t2 commonly outside. So therefore, what is the remaining parts here? 1 by 2 g t1 plus t2. So I took this t1 minus t2, right? So remaining is 1 by 2 g t1 plus t2 plus the same way here I took this t1 minus t2. What are the remaining? A is equal to 0. Now it is a product of two terms, I mean two polynomials, right? So now I am going to equate this 0 to both of these products, right? So first t1 minus t2 is equal to 0. The same way 1 by 2 g t1 plus t2 plus a is equal to 0. So now t1 minus t2 is equal to 0. So if I take this minus 2 to this side, it becomes plus 2. What is the answer? t1 minus t2. So when you find out s of t1 is equal to s of t2, and if you get t1 is equal to t2, therefore it is 1 to 1 function, right? But if you check the next one, 1 by 2 g t1 plus t2 plus a is equal to 0, I am going to find out the value for t1. So same way I am going to find the value for t1. So take this a to this side becomes minus a. Again take this 1 by 2 g to this side, it becomes 2 by g. Here it is g by 2. If you take to the next side, it becomes reciprocal, right? So 2 by g. Again, if I take this t2 to this side becomes minus t2. So minus a2 we can write it as minus 2a by g. So this 2 t2 to this side becomes minus t2. Therefore t1 is equal to minus 2a by g minus t2. So here we didn't get t1 is equal to t2. We got some different value. Therefore it is not one-to-one function. So but in your book the answer is one-to-one function. But if we check in both the ways, in the first way we will get the answer one-to-one function. Second way we got it is not one-to-one function, right? Therefore this question has two solutions, right? So for the same question we have one more type of solution also. That is very simple. This is the normal method. We have another shortcut method for this problem. That is very simple. This is s of t. So I am going to substitute values here. For example, in the place of t, substitute 1, 2 and 3 respectively, right? So if you substitute 1 here, we will get some value. For example, we have to substitute 1 in the place of t here. We will get one value. Same way, if you substitute 2, we will get another value. 3, we will get another value. So for every element we substitute here, we will get the different images. So therefore it is one-to-one function. That is also the method to solve this question, but this is the normal method, right? That's all about the problem. Thank you.